What's up, y'all? It's Friday. I hope everybody out there is happy and healthy. So let's go ahead and get down. And I want to revisit the mysterious disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. We know that Nancy was last seen this past Saturday on January the 31st. Her daughter Annie dropped her off after the two of them had dinner. And then on Sunday, a friend of Nancy's became suspicious because Nancy didn't show up for church. And quite frankly, that wasn't like her. So that friend reached out to the family. And so from there, the family did their due diligence and went to Nancy's residence to make contact. And that's when they found signs of forced entry, which prompted them to call 911. And so now we have the police involved. And the first thing the family shows the police is the fact that there are droplets of blood on Nancy's front porch. They also noticed that Nancy had an app that connected to her pacemaker, and that was disconnected around 2 a.m. Sunday morning. Now, another thing that they found particularly odd was the fact that Nancy's ring door camera had been removed, but items like her purse and her cell phone were left behind. Now, another thing to note here is the fact that the local forensics team actually gathered samples of the blood that was left on Nancy's front porch. And after further investigation, it confirmed that that blood actually belonged to Nancy. Now, on the heels of this investigation, there was a ransom note that was sent out to multiple media outlets, including TMZ. Now, the family was aware of this ransom note, and they asked each and every media outlet to keep it confidential. But guess who put out the information? None other than TMZ. Now, this primary ransom note that was sent to a multitude of media outlets demanded millions of dollars in Bitcoin to be sent to a specific cryptocurrency address. Now, detailed within this ransom note, there were two deadlines that were given. The first deadline was for yesterday, which was February the 5th by 5 p.m. And the second deadline was made for Monday, February the 9th. Now, this ransom note prompted Savannah to get with her other siblings, and they recorded a video basically pleading, talking about how Nancy was a fantastic person, she has grandchildren, and things of that nature. But something, in my estimation, is very off-putting about this whole entire video. I'm going to implement it now, and then I'll be back.
On behalf of our family, we want to thank all of you for the prayers for our beloved mom, Nancy. We feel them, and we continue to believe that she feels them too. Our mom is a kind, faithful, loyal, fiercely loving woman of goodness and light. She is funny and spunky and clever. She has grandchildren that adore her and crowd around her and cover her with kisses. She loves fun and adventure. She is a devoted friend. She is full of kindness and knowledge. Talk to her and you'll see.
The light is missing from our lives. Nancy is our mother. We are her children. She is our beacon. She holds fast to joy in all of life's circumstances. She chooses joy day after day. Despite having already passed through great trials of pain and grief, we are always going to be merely human, just normal human people who need our mom. Mama, if you're listening, we need you to come home. We miss you.
Our mom is our heart and our home. She is 84 years old. Her health, her heart is fragile. She lives in constant pain. She is without any medicine. She needs it to survive. She needs it not to suffer. We too have heard the reports about a ransom letter in the media. As a family, we are doing everything that we can. We are ready to talk. However, we live in a world where voices and images are easily manipulated. We need to know, without a doubt, that she is alive and that you have her. We want to hear from you, and we are ready to listen. Please reach out to us. Mommy, if you are hearing this, you are a strong woman. You are God's precious daughter, Nancy. We believe and know that even in this valley, He is with you. Everyone is looking for you, Mommy, everywhere. We will not rest. Your children will not rest until we are together again. We speak to you every moment, and we pray without ceasing, and we rejoice in advance for the day that we hold you in our arms again. We love you, Mom.
Love you, Mom.
We love you, Mom. Stay strong.
We love you, Mom. We love you.
All right, so we just witnessed all of that. Again, it was just weird to me. I'm not trying to judge here. I understand that people channel their emotions differently when they're faced with a situation of this magnitude, but a lot of people are discussing the mannerisms of Annie Guthrie. A lot of people didn't like, in particular, the fact that she was smiling before Savannah started talking about the overall situation. Now, Savannah's brother, he was just sitting there with a stone cold look on his face. Again, I understand people process their emotions differently, but it was just something off. Now, what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to play you the part where people were posting all over social media about Annie actually smiling before Savannah began to speak. And then I'm also going to play you as it pertains to something that Savannah said, and they're comparing it to a line that was said in a movie from back in the days. So check this out and I'll be back.
On behalf of our family, we want to thank all of you for the prayers for our beloved mom, Nancy. We feel them, and we continue to believe that she feels them too. She is full of kindness and knowledge. Talk to her and you'll see.
Catherine is very gentle and kind. Talk to her and you'll see.
Talk to her and you'll see.
All right, so you just saw the clip of Annie Guthrie appear to be smiling, and that has a lot of people ticked off because people are asking the question like, what the fuck are you smiling about? This is extremely serious. And you also saw the clip that was compared to what Savannah had to say in her statement, and that particular clip came from the movie The Silence of the Lambs that came out back in 1991. So there's a lot of people coming from the premise like, is she trying to tell us something? Are there any dots that we need to try to connect? Is there some type of hidden message? But honestly, it could just be a coincidence. Now, speaking of Savannah, let's talk about her husband, Michael Feldman, who happened to work for the Clintons for many years. So back in 2001, Michael started a company called the Glover Park Group, which was named after a specific area in Washington, D.C. And then he later merged this group with FGS Global. And what's interesting is that there's a woman who works there by the name of Anna Epstein, but reports say that she isn't related to Jeffrey Epstein. However, these companies specialize in crisis management. They make sure that all of the bad things are scrubbed off of the internet, and they make sure they control the narrative about a particular individual that is their client or whoever they're working for. So in the case of Bill Clinton, I'm pretty sure that he made sure that there were certain things that never saw the light of day as it pertains to some things that allegedly went down behind the scenes involving Epstein. Now, what's interesting about this dynamic is the fact that the Clintons have agreed to testify after being a no-show on the first time around, because at the end of the day, they didn't want to be held in contempt. But I told you guys the other day that I was talking to someone that is very heavily involved in politics, and they directly told me that the Clintons wanted to play the game this way based off of the fact that they want a public trial, because if they get a public trial, then Trump is going to have to prove that he was never involved with Epstein. Now, with that said, there's a lot of people that feel that the Clintons are behind the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. I want you guys to check out this clip, and I'll be back.
Holy cow, this rabbit hole that I just chased is worth sharing. So we've all heard about Savannah Guthrie's mom in the news, and yes, it is very sad. Savannah's husband's name is Michael Feldman, and he worked for the Clintons for many years. In 2001, he started a company named the Glover Park Group. It's a strategic communication and public affairs firm. He later merged it with FGS Global. These companies specialize in monitoring and assessing online presence. They develop plans to counter issues, so basically just try to optimize and make it so that the negative things about somebody don't come up online. They also specialize in proactive reputation building and use polls and strategic data to basically rebrand somebody. His mother-in-law went missing February 1st, and Hillary is to go before Congress on February 26th, and Bill is scheduled for the 27th, in private, of course. Theoretically, between now and then, he could shape proactive messaging, optimize digital visibility, and do some crisis management. Because of his history of working with the Clintons since 1991, he's got some history on them. He knows their ins and outs. And I'm sure this Epstein stuff is nothing new to him. The timeline seems a little odd, doesn't it? FGS explicitly offers services to clients who are in government investigations, who are headed to congressional hearings, and are at high stakes for reputable threats. Before taking on a client, FGS Global evaluates the pros and cons. They look for potential conflicts, reputational risks, capacity, billing, and alignment with future work. It is very possible that his new company did not want to take on that liability. And history shows that the Clintons don't like to be told no. We all know what happens to people that are around them when they don't get their way. Do I think it's possible that they are capable of having somebody kidnap her and hold her ransom until he does what they want? I do.
All right, so that's a pretty interesting take, and I'm not here to absolve Bill from any wrongdoing. He's clearly named in the Epstein files. There's photos, there's alleged videos. His name is on the flight log list, but so is Trump. And so I'm pretty sure if Michael Feldman has dirt on Clinton, that he has dirt on Trump, because Trump used to run in those circles as well, chilling with Epstein and things of that nature. So if people want to come up with these theories, it would behoove you to apply these theories to both sides, because both men are implicated somehow and in many ways, and they both have something substantial to lose. Now, what's interesting about the disappearance of Nancy is the fact that Trump has come to the aid of Savannah, which is weird because Savannah has interviewed Epstein victims over the years, and she hasn't been nice at all to Trump. So why all of a sudden does Trump want to help her? Because we know historically he doesn't play nice with people who have crossed him. And on top of that, why all of a sudden is he changing his tune about Bill ever since Bill and Hillary requested a public trial? I want you guys to check out these two clips and I'll be back.
But it bothers me that somebody's going after Bill Clinton. See, I like Bill Clinton. I still like Bill.
What do you like about him?
I liked his behavior toward me. I thought he got me, he understood me.
Why is the president bothered that they're investigating Bill Clinton and his Epstein ties?
Look, I think that the president has respect for the former president of the United States, Bill Clinton. He said yesterday himself they've shared a good relationship, and that's what he was reiterating in that NBC interview.
So attorneys for the Clintons say they will, quote, appear for depositions on mutually agreeable dates. This comes just days before the House was set to vote to hold both Bill and Hillary Clinton in criminal contempt of Congress. Now, previous Epstein document releases have highlighted Epstein's connections to the former president. In fact, one image shows him in a pool with an unidentified person. The former president has appeared in photos with Epstein and took a handful of trips with him decades ago, but has not been accused of any wrongdoing.
Multiple insiders are claiming that Donald Trump and Republicans are currently doing everything in their power to ensure that Bill and Hillary Clinton's hearing before Congress about Epstein is not televised. This morning, Hillary Clinton said, "Let's stop playing games. If you want this fight, Representative Comer, let's have it in public. You love to talk about transparency. There's nothing more transparent than a public hearing. Cameras on, we will be there." Ever since the Clintons have been pushing to make this hearing publicly televised, Donald Trump's tone about them has changed dramatically. Take a look.
It bothers me that somebody's going after Bill Clinton. See, I like Bill Clinton. I still like Bill.
What do you like about him?
I liked his behavior toward me. I thought he got me, he understood me.
Quite a difference in tone there, very noticeable. Just a couple of days ago, he was calling attention towards Bill Clinton, saying that he was guilty and the Democrats are, but not him. Now he's saying that he's bothered by Congress's focus on the Clintons. He said, "I think it's a shame, to be honest. I always liked him. She's a very capable woman. She was better at debating than some of the other people, I will tell you that. She was smarter. Smart woman." Trump has spent years talking down on both of the Clintons, but the second they want to tell the entire world everything they know about Epstein, suddenly he loves them. That's a little suspicious.
All right, so we just heard all of that. Now let me say this. For Bill and Hillary to want their hearings to be public, then either Bill is willing to expose himself because he knows that incriminating evidence exists on him as it pertains to the Epstein files, but he's like, F it, as long as we expose Trump, I will fall on that sword. Or maybe Bill isn't implicated and guilty to the degree many of us think he is, because if you know you dirty, that takes absolute guts to do, but ultimately it would be the right thing to do by holding yourself accountable and others too. Now, something has to be eaten at Trump because he posted a very disrespectful video in regards to Barack and Michelle. I want you guys to check it out. I'll be back. All right, so you guys just saw that. This is going viral all over social media, but to me, it's an indication that something is about to go down. We already knew that Trump was like this, but now he just said it with his whole chest by posting this to his platform. Have you ever in your life seen a president behave in this manner? It doesn't matter if you're left, right, liberal. We should all be able to come to the agreement that this isn't right. But some of them will still protect him. Some people will still try to find an angle to make it not what it is, but it is what it is. He posted it, right? But anyway, I'm gonna let this go right here. I want you guys to feel free to drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about everything that I discussed. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and if you're new here, consider subbing to the channel. I'll get with you guys later. Have a beautiful Friday.
Tough News TV. We out.